With BlizzCon right around the corner, it's a great time for us to be Hearthstone enthusiasts. With the most exciting tournament of the year being made even more exciting by the fact that we can choose a champion and win packs as a reward. But let's not forget what is probably the best part of BlizzCon, at least for me anyway, and that is the announcement of a new expansion. And I have some very high hopes for this one. What's up folks, FalconePunch 55 here once again, and today I'm going to tell you my top 5 hopes for the next Hearthstone expansion. Number 5. More skins. Okay, this one may seem a little bit silly and that's why it's at the start, but come on, Warlock, Rogue and Druid still have only one hero skin. Druid, for Pete's sake, the deck that's been literally top tier since the start of Hearthstone. Whoa, Mage has 3 skins. Blizzard, please. Malfurion he's getting a little bit old. Number 4, a new keyword. Now, Blizzard have implemented new keywords in expansions. We got Inspire with the Grand Tournament, and then Discover with League of Explorers. But we haven't actually had one since Discover. And I think now would be a great time to implement something new into the game. As for what the new keyword would be, well, I'm no game dev, but something along the same tier as Discover. Something that allows the players to outthink their opponents, make decisions that will impact the long run of the game. Let's face it, cards like Raven Idol and Ivory Knight actually end up being some of the more skillful in Hearthstone to use. And it would be great to get a new keyword that induced just as much skill as Discover. But as I said before, I'm not actually a game developer. I don't have too many ideas about what this could be. I know I just want more. So if you've got any ideas, make sure you let me know in the comments and I will check them all out. Number 3, win streaks at 2 wins. Just kidding, a new reworked ladder system. If for no other reason, just because the slow grind up to rank 5 and then the even slower grind to legend is kinda getting a little bit old now. And don't even get me started on the ladder system once you get to legend. Given the high importance that Blizzard put into getting and finishing in top 100 for BlizzCon points, and then the kind of RNG clown fiesta that it seems to be to finish in top 100. Okay, no, it's not an RNG clown fiesta, it's not actually random, but it feels random because we're not communicated enough as to how many legend points we gain or lose. The MMR system is a little bit dumb, as it encourages players to camp once they reach a high rank and actually stop playing until the last day, and then they maybe play one game, and then if they win it, they're fine, and if they lose it, they lose everything. It's so stupid. Blizzard either need to change this ladder system entirely or make it less important to finish in top 100 to actually get to the World Championships. It's time for the ladder to change. I'd like to see it sooner rather than later, please. Number 2, actual playable class legendaries. Okay, let's look at Whispers of the Old Gods for a second and just consider how many of the class legendaries actually get played competitively. I mean, we've got Anomalous, Cho'Gall. No. In fact, I think it's only Fandral and Ragnaros Lightlord that actually see any competitive play nowadays. And don't even get me started about the Grand Tournament class legendaries. I mean, come on. When you open up a class legendary, you really want it to be special. You want to feel the power of it and have it be a card that really impacts the way you use that class. Not Herald for Large. Now it's the last expansion of this year's format. Let's get some really strong class legendaries that can pack a punch now, please. And now, finally, my number 1 hope for the next Hearthstone expansion is less Curvestone. Unpopular opinion time. The most interesting matchups in Hearthstone are often Control Warrior related, or Murloc Paladin, or Miracle Rogue. That's specifically when I'm casting, like, they're the matchups I'm excited to see and analyze and watch the players play whichever way they do. You disagree? That's absolutely fine, but can we at least agree there is way too much Curvestone right now? Up until when the Grand Tournament came out, there was a lot of variety. Yes, sure, there was still a certain amount of Curvestone before League of Explorers, but we also had variety. We had Handlock and Oil Rogue and Grim Patron Warrior. And while I realised that there were some problems with some of these decks, one of them specifically that wasn't exactly healthy for the game, it was nice to see so much variety in gameplay and different means that players had to outthink each other. I really don't believe that curving out like a god in Druid or Shaman or Dragon or Pirate Warrior, that shouldn't be the way that you win every single game of Hearthstone. And I'd love to see not necessarily more slow decks, but more decks with lots of intricacies, like the Control Warrior mirror match, where you have to shield slam your own minions sometimes and do weird things like that. And that's the lot, that's my top 5, given that this is going to be the final expansion in this year's format, by which I mean these cards are going to rotate out of the meta at the same time as Whispers of the Old Gods does. They're going to be in the format for the least amount of time, and therefore they can really take some risks with these cards, and I'd love to see some guys that really pack a punch, like Reno Jackson did. Don't forget to comment on this video with your top hopes for this expansion. Go and check out Hearthhead, and Hearthhead also on Twitter and Facebook, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed the video. I'll be back next week with another.